The hot hatch market has always been fiercely competitive. And 10 years ago, it was competitive, but not for the front-wheel drive, but for the four-wheel drive cars from Germany. We had Audi with the S3 and its bigger brother RS3. We had Mercedes with the A45 and the smaller A35 AMG models. And then we had this, the Volkswagen Golf R. This specific one, the Mk7. And this week, I'm getting to see what this popular but understated Mk7 Golf R drives like now, 10 years on. Welcome everyone to this week's Fast and Fun. And the golf journey with the R started in the earlier marks through the R32 with the VR6 six-cylinder engine. But in 2012, they moved to the Mark 6, and that's where the Golf R was born, where it dropped to a four-cylinder but turbocharged. And then in 2014, it was updated to this, what you're seeing now, which is the Mark 7, built from 2014 through to 2019 with the updated 7.5 mark in and around 2017. Four-pot, four-cylinder, turbocharged engine, delivering 300 PS or 296 brake horsepower and about 280 pounds-feet of torque through a four-wheel drive system. Haldex system, so predominantly front-wheel drive, but it does send power rearwards as and when it's needed. Came in a variety of either 3 or 5 door versions and an optional gearbox, either the renowned twin-clutch DSG gearbox, 7-speed in the case of the Mark 7, or the much rarer 6-speed manual. This, fortunately for me, is the 6-speed manual. So, and rare because only around 10% of Mark 7 Golf Rs were actual manual. The go-to option tended to be the 7-speed DSG. And that power through the four-wheel drive Haldex system gave the Golf R some real serious performance figures. 5 seconds, that's all it took from 0 to 60. That was serious, especially when wrapped in a relatively practical 3 or 5 door hatchback. Electronically limited to 155 miles an hour as well. And the styling, yes, for people that aren't petrol heads, the people that don't follow these, other than the quad exhaust and a very few subtle R badges, for many it's just another Volkswagen Golf. And this one though isn't standard. No, this has had a few mods here and there. Brakes, wheels, suspension, a few styling mods, and most importantly, up front. Because this now runs a stage 2 map, pushing out 408 brake horsepower. I can't wait to drive this car. But first of all, let me take you round. I'll point out all the mods that have been done to it, and then we'll take it out on some of my favourite local B roads. So this specific one is a 2015 plate, 78,000 miles, probably, 8,000 a year average, so it's probably on par, representative of an average use Golf R. Stunning colour, not the traditional blue that many Golf Rs are found in. This is called limestone grey. Really think it's a standout colour. I believe probably carries a slight premium as well, and you can see where even on this dull and overcast day, the creases on the car, the bonnet creases in particular, really do show the very subtle styling of the Golf R. Modification wise at the front, blackened Volkswagen badge, grille and lower grille which are traditionally chrome, they've all been blackened off nicely. Suspension wise, this sits on KWV1 coilovers, although that's what the struts are. I think the springs were changed to B14s because there was an issue with there was too much rubbing apparently when they changed the wheels and the tyres. And the wheels are not standard either. They are OZ Allegra 18-inch by 8-inch wheels, running on Conti what are they? Super Contact 7 tyres all round as well. Two 35/40 18s. The calipers are also not standard. They've come off a TTS, 4-pot from TTS, from a 2018 TTS. And they've got EBC red stuff pads on standard EBC discs as well. Put down the side of the car, again, very subtle R badge there, telling you this is the 4-wheel drive version. This one's got the very desirable pan roof as well, so it can tilt, it can slide, and does look, it's a really, really nice, desirable option on the Golf Rs. At the back, another Mk7 roof spoiler there, subtle fit, rear wipe, delete. And again, at the back, you've got the little R badge and then the quad exhaust. So this specific one here, it's got, on regard to the exhaust, it's got a race cat in it, it's got an anti-drone D-res, and these are, I think, the 4-inch black tipped exhaust tips, black diffuser as well. The diffuser is a Mk7 rear diffuser, and also the side spats, not necessarily something that I would keep. I think the diffuser I kind of like. I'm not sure about those side spats myself. And I won't talk about the rear wipe delete, another one of my pet aches. But I get the owner's view. He wants to keep it simple, clean looking, and that is one thing a Golf R is. It is almost the perfect getaway car. Other small touches in regard to this, they could have just very simply put a square or rectangular fuel cap in, but instead they do it as a slope there, so the angles are all aligned really across all 3 parts. Give you the visual of, I suppose, subtle speed. And although over 400 brake horsepower on tap, you have a usable Golf, practical 5-seater Golf with, as you can see, very much a usable boot space. Let's take a look in the under the engine bay, and then we'll have a look inside. There's not a great deal in here. It's not the best looking engine bay. After all, it is only a 4-pot engine in here. It's got an upgraded clutch, which tends to be a little bit bitey apparently, so I'll see what that drives like, but that's because it's a more of a performance rated clutch. It's got a front mounted intercooler upgrade as well. It's got this racing line air intake as well, and ram air hose, and there's an elbow down here that can be quite restrictive. That's all been upgraded as well. So again, giving this car, well, some serious performance here. This at around just over 400 brake horsepower. Okay, let's take a quick look inside and then let's get it on the road. So, when you first get in the Golf R, good to see a traditional key. First things are, yes, it is typical Volkswagen play safe in regard to the whole of the sort of the infotainment system, the instrument cluster. It's all pretty much what you would expect. However, again, a few subtle mods here. The Alcantara steering wheel has been recovered in Alcantara with some blue stitching. The same with the gear stick gaiter and the Black Forest Industries gear knob as well, all Alcantara. So it's a nice for the touch points. And talking of touch points, where you sit, good to see non-leather, because I'm not a great fan of sports cars with leather seats. This just standard cloth material. This has got the sort of grey interior with light grey side bolsters. Wear, a little bit of wear, but nothing too excessive for this mileage. So probably where I'd expect it to be for this sort of mileage and use. But otherwise, yeah, driving position's nice. As I say, you've got the practicality of the rear seats, even though it's a 3-door hatch, and really airy because of this pan roof. That looks amazing. So again, we can flip this open and shut, but again, it, for me, adds a lot of really brightness to what could potentially be quite a bland interior. So touch points are good, and the pan roof, it's a nice place. So let's just crank it up. Dials sweep around, then back again. Make sure we're in neutral. Just ticks over there. Nice little raspy start, and just settles down. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take it out, warm the car up, and then you'll join me once we're up to temperature on some better roads.